Welcome to 5 and 5 from the One Stop Co-op Shop, where I discuss 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today I'm looking at Bullet, with a heart after it, because game names, wacky, huh? And disclaimer, I did receive a review copy of this one. So Bullet was my most anticipated Kickstarter game from last year, but once I actually got it, it couldn't be that good, right? Let's find out and get to the list. So first at number 5, I'm going to start with a mix focusing on the cooperative play in the game. On the positive side, when you look at the boss battle mode, which is where co-op and solo play is generally going to happen, there's a lot of cool ways you can interact with each other. You can take bullets from your board and send it over to your partner to finish off their patterns. You can keep each other alive, pull off lots of cool tricks once you're kind of in sync with each other. But the negative side of this comes from exactly what I just said, being in sync, because it is challenging enough to deal with your own board of bullets and try to face off against the boss. So some players are going to find themselves kind of so focused on their own stuff that they can't even imagine cooperating actively, and it might feel like more of a solitaire game. And my number 4 is also a mix. What is happening? Looking at the bosses in the game. On the positive side, the variety in these 8 bosses is awesome. They each have unique ways to attack you, unique ways you need to deal with their offense, unique patterns you need to fulfill. They feel very different and require different strategies and different tools from you to succeed. They also offer a really nicely wide range of difficulties, from the sniper, who's kind of laughably easy just to practice a character, up to a couple of the bosses who are mind-meltingly difficult. I don't think I've prevailed against either of them. But that's exactly where the negative side of this point comes in, because unlike the heroines you control, where the rulebook shows you which ones are easy and which ones are hard, there is no guidance given for the bosses. So you might sit down for your very first game and jump into the most difficult boss and get a really kind of messed up view of the game, or fight against the easiest one and think that the game is way too simple. Alright, but there are pros coming, right? Here's one. I like the push your luck aspect of the game. So each player has their personal bag of bullets that gets more added to it every round, and before the round can end, you have to have pulled all of these bullets out. And they'll drop down a certain amount in specific columns of your board. If they drop too far, they damage you and could make you lose the game. And this is where you get a lot of the amazing tension and fun and a lot of the tough choices in the game, because you'll frequently have these columns that are in danger, but you don't know if you're going to draw the specific bullets that will drop too far in that column. So you have to decide if you want to spend your points kind of fixing up your bullets, moving them around so they're not going to kill you, but if you do too much of that, you aren't attacking enough, so it can be very exciting, very dramatic. And for me, that makes it a full-on pro, although I will note some players might be frustrated by the random feeling of sometimes being killed or not based on which bullet comes out of your bag. And I already talked about boss variety, but let's get to the heroines you control, and that's my number 2, full-on pro here, because I don't have the complaint with the bosses. They tell you which ones are easier or harder, but just like the bosses, you have an entirely unique deck of patterns. Each of them has a really cool mechanic that is only theirs, lets them do things nobody else can do. And the fun of trying out different heroines, learning their ins and outs, becoming an expert with one of them, and then challenging yourself to build up with somebody else. It just gives the game such great variety, such replayability. You know me, I love unique factions and characters, and man, this game has it in spades. But there's still one thing I'm forgetting, and it is my number 1, and it is a pro, and that is the puzzle of the bullets on your board, and manipulating them with your limited action points, and setting up these patterns on the cards to shoot those bullets back at the boss, and trying to get those star bullets cleared, because they'll give you more action points to set up even more combos. And bringing back the cooperation that I was kind of mixed on, it does make this puzzle even more delicious, because you can pull off crazy moves. Just watch the streamed playthrough with me and Peter, how he allows me to get these mondo attacks on the boss. It can be so much fun, such a brain burner, especially at the higher level. I just love it. So overall, you'll probably want to avoid Bullet if you don't like spatial puzzles, because that's kind of the name of the game here. And also, you might want to watch some play videos and decide how you feel about the randomness of bullets coming out of the bag, if it might be too frustrating for you. But besides that, this game is far and away one of my favorites of the year. I've been playing it non-stop. I was playing it non-stop last year on TTS, and it's even better with the actual game. If you like character variety, if you like tough solo or cooperative puzzles, this game has so much to offer, so many bosses, so much play. I'm all in for all the expansions coming for the foreseeable future. I love this game, and I think you should try it too. And if you'd like to see it in action, we've got 2 playthroughs for you, a solo one on the main channel and a co-op one on the streaming channel. Check them out. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.